Different facilities throughout Intermountain Healthcare have different C-section rates, and this is due to the fact that different doctors have different C-section rates, and there are different doctors practicing at each facility. If you'd like to know what your doctor's C-section rates are, then simply ask. Overall, though, C-section rates are pretty low throughout Intermountain Healthcare, and that's because we are guided by evidence-based medicine. Throughout the rest of the country, C-section rates are close to 1 in 3, and throughout Intermountain, it's much lower than that. Our goal as your practitioners, the nurses and doctors, is to have a healthy mom and a healthy baby. And sometimes a C-section is necessary to achieve that goal. It's just kind of like a speed bump to get to where we're going, or a detour. C-sections definitely aren't the worst case scenario because there's definitely times when they're warranted. The number one reason why, for example, a first-time mom would have a C-section is because she's never had a baby before. We don't know if the baby's going to fit through her pelvis or not. And when she tries to squeeze a baby out, we find out it doesn't fit, either because the baby's too big or her pelvis is too small. This condition is called cephalopelvic disproportion. And simply said, the baby's too big for mom's pelvis, or again, her pelvis is too small. And we don't know if this is the case until we try to get a baby through it. So this is the number one reason for needing a C-section. The number two reason for needing a C-section is probably that the baby's not tolerating labor. Stress is going to be experienced by babies during labor. That's just, the sheer nature of the thing. But there's stress that's okay and stress that's not okay, and it all comes down to the importance of monitoring your baby's heartbeat during the process to make sure that your baby's not under too much stress. Now, sometimes babies, for one reason or another, do experience stress stress that's not okay, meaning they would be better out than in, and we need to do a C-section. And so again, in that case, a C-section would be warranted. Other times when they're necessary are if the baby's breech or not head down or head in the pelvis. If you're pregnant with twins and both babies aren't head down, your doctor may recommend a C-section. And if you have a placenta previa, that's where the placenta is attached over the cervix. And for one, the placenta is the baby's lifeline and can't be delivered first. And number two, if you start to dilate and contract at all, chances are you'll start to bleed, and this is not good for you or the baby, so a C-section is necessary. So to sum it all up, talk to your doctor and they can tell you what their C-section rates are, and you can ask any other specific questions that you might have about your condition and how it relates to your chances for a C-section. If you have any other questions for me, though, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page and recommend us to your friends and family too.